Crypto is back. Investors once again optimistic that the SEC is going to potentially approve the spot Ethereum ETF. So what's ahead and how much further maybe can this rally that we've seen in crypto go? Who better to ask than our very own Anthony Scaramucci? He's the founder of Skybridge Capital and author of the new book From Wall Street to the White House and Back. Congratulations on the new book, Anthony.
Thank you. I brought copies for you.
Oh, thank you. We were hoping you would.
The rule is it doesn't have to go to your house, but it can't come back to mine, okay? I got too many books in the basement.
It'll come to our houses. I'm confident of that.
I've got my yearbook picture from
I
1982 on the
was
front
gonna say,
cover.
looking good. You're looking good in that picture.
It takes a lot of money to airbrush a picture like that. So because I was reading, it's sort of odd to me that we're in a state of politicization of our regulatory system. Years ago it was what is right or wrong for the country, how are we going to stimulate growth, how are we going to create transparency for investors and give investors a full understanding of the risk. Now we're like either hard right regulatory environment or hard left regulatory environment as opposed to left and right or wrong. And Gary Gensler is an example. I work with him at Goldman Sachs. He has taken the politics of this full hog, and so it's disappointing for us on Wall Street. Because years ago, and there's a great book on this, Diana Henriquez wrote a book called Taming the Street. Years ago when they created the SEC, they went to the industry, the legislators, the regulators, the administrators, and they worked together to create the system that has been very successful in the United States for 90 plus years.
Are we starting to see, though, a bit of a sea change, though, in Washington when you take a look at the fact that at least the street is a bit more optimistic that we are going to get some sort of approval? You have the House considering this legislation. You have the Senate pushing back on some of the regulation here. There does seem to be more bipartisan support here for crypto. So are we starting to see maybe that narrative change inside Washington?
I hope so. Yeah. The problem is you have people that are in their 70s and 80s. Some of them are even closing in on 90. That are running this thing, and so they really don't have a full understanding of what's going on. Mike Novogratz said something to me yesterday, which I'll share with you guys. There are 85 million people in this country that own crypto in one form or another. There are 65 million dog owners. So you have more crypto owners than you have dog owners. I mean, just imagine a politician saying, I'm anti-dog. How would that go down, okay, with the body politic? So I think the Biden administration is looking at polling data and recognizes that younger people, Hispanic community, African American community are in crypto. You guys really want to go that hard against crypto? I don't think it makes sense from a electoral perspective. And I would have predicted, and of course I get so many things wrong, and I write about how many things I've gotten wrong in my life in that book. But if you had said to me in 2023, what's going to happen presidential-wise in 2024, I would have said both candidates will be pro-crypto, because they're not going to lose any votes being pro-crypto, but they might lose some votes, particularly from younger people being anti-crypto.
But we are seeing that both of them are pro-crypto, just to jump in here. And
the Biden administration is pro-crypto?
Well, you came on our show and said that he was previously. Do you not think that anymore?
The Biden administration.
Right.
No, I think that what I said, I hope I said it correctly. If I didn't, I got to correct myself. I said the president himself is agnostic to positive on crypto. When we talk and sit down with the members of us in the crypto community, Gary Gensler and Elizabeth Warren are decidedly anti-crypto, and he's allowed them to control the regulatory reins. That could be changing. I mean, I think that's the point, and that's why the Wall Street's optimistic about the Ethereum ETF. There could be a signal coming from the president and his team, particularly the campaign, that this may be a mistake, the direction that we're going in.
Well, do you think that the fact that we are in an election cycle, you've got Biden and Trump both making it a political football, do you think that makes the approval of the spot ETH ETF more likely?
I do. And if you had asked me that last week, because he brought me on last week, I said there's no way this ETF is going to get approved. Because it's going to open up a Pandora's box for other types of ETFs, a Solana ETF, an Avalanche ETF, et cetera. Why would those be excluded if Ethereum is included? And so I do think there's a sea change, and I think you saw it literally this week. The market was blah, and then all of a sudden we had a 10% move in stuff, 20% move in Ethereum.
So then where does that leave this, going back to what Maddie asked just a moment ago, Biden versus Trump, is one better than the other today for crypto? Sounds like it would be Trump, maybe.
I'm obviously supporting President Biden. We'll have to get into that in a second. You're asking me a specific question. I think President Trump has very good political instincts. He was anti-crypto as president. You can see tweets that he said, anti-Bitcoin, anti-crypto. He came out about 10 days ago and said he's pro-crypto now. And I think he is probably going to tug the Biden campaign into the pro-crypto camp. Okay, I think they come reluctantly. And again, the president, you're correct, agnostic on it, but it's really some of the people like that work for Gary Gensler or Elizabeth Warren.
Which has more staying power, though? Should voters be concerned about a waffling from either candidate once the election's over?
Andy, it's a good question, but I don't think so, because I think younger people like the two of you are coming into power. And those older people, I mean, I think, I don't know, was Chuck Rangel like George Washington's great-grandfather or something like that? He's still in the Congress. I mean, guys, give up the reins, let younger people run this thing, and I think the younger people will modify this. And remember, the regulators did not want Uber. Go back 10, 12 years ago, regulators, legislators were fighting Uber, but you know who wanted Uber? The people wanted Uber. And thank God in a country like this, the people still win out.